Yes, we can.
Now all the
We
blessings
humbly.
of Acharyas to continue.
Hare Krishna Maharaj ji.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat pranam.
Santi. Thank you. Santi, Santi. Hare Krishna. Please continue.
Okay. Thank you very much, Gurudev, for your blessings and permission to start this session. So, dear devotees, we're going to start with a very beautiful blessings video by His Grace Mahatma Prabhu, and which is coming up right here on your screen. So let us watch this very beautiful video together. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So
Yeah.
Thankful that I'm able to say something on the appearance day of such a great Vaishnava, who is definitely, from my experience with him, although we don't have very little personal interaction, it was very Dhira. That Dhira, as we all know, he's very Dhira, sober, very controlled, very renounced, very much follows in the footsteps of his spiritual master, His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Swami. And we are proud that this next generation of disciples have taken up the task of accepting disciples. It's not an easy task, it's a big responsibility. And he has done that, and I spent many years in Mauritius in the 80s and 90s, and he has kindly taken his time to spend, I think, 2 months a year, 1 month at a time, twice a year, and it's very much appreciated. Devotees there need that kind of example that Maharaj sets, strict sadhaka, really helpful for them, and one who goes deep into the philosophy. So that's a blessing for them, and of course a blessing wherever he goes. I remember Maharaj one time, I think it was a Ekadasi, it was in Vrindavan, it must have been 2019 or early 2020. And I think you must have stayed up all night on Ekadasi, because during Mangal Artik, I think you were falling asleep standing up. I was noticing. I said, this Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj is very austere. He must have stayed up all night, because now he hasn't got enough rest, he can hardly stay awake. And I noticed that. I said, yes, he's very austere. I was thinking, I need to become more austere myself. Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj and I are both members of the Sabha. For the last, since it's the last 4 years we've been together. So our association is through discussion. We haven't personally been talking on any subcommittees or anything, but through discussions. And his comments and insights are always appreciated. And I just pray, Maharaj, that you can continue with enthusiasm, the same enthusiasm you have now. Just continue to increase, and determination, and help so many devotees, especially devotees in Africa, that need so much your association. And thank you again for letting me participate in your Vyasa-puja. Hare Krishna. Jai Prabhupada.
Thank you very much, Grace Mahatma Prabhu. Yeah, it is true we have been Sabha members for 4 years now. And we regularly meet in our meetings, and I took the advantage of being a member of the Sabha, the exalted committee, where we look at the most important things of this movement, the issues in this movement, how to organize this society in a very dynamic and powerful way, how to represent Sattva perfectly, how to represent the devotee perfectly. And I saw how Mahatma Prabhu has been contributing significantly. Especially, I saw his concern about about devotees' care. How devotees, in many places he traveled to, he has noticed how devotees are really lacking a shelter of their own spiritual master. And they're not getting that. So Mahatma Prabhu, he is personally entering into devotees' concerns and always wishing their sources in Krishna consciousness. So he's taking a deep interest in helping devotees. And all of you knows him very well that he is very, very deep in chanting the holiness, which is our main issue, our main priority in Krishna consciousness, spiritual life, the holiness. So Mahatma Prabhu have been very, very deep into this, and he's taking it as his own priority in life to show by his example and to teach it all over the world. And I can't forget one of his prayers. He has 100 prayers for chanting holiness. One which I usually have quoted many times. When I chant, I chant. It's just one sentence, but it's deep. When I chant, I chant. It's very deep. If this topic alone, you can write the whole book about it. When I chant, I chant. Not every devotee chanting Hare Krishna knows that we should chant while we're chanting. So we're not getting the result of chanting because while we're chanting, we're not chanting. So Mahatma Prabhu shows us what is missing in our prime activity in Krishna consciousness. We are known as a chanter of Hare Krishna mantra. And although our name is International Society for Krishna Consciousness, but we are properly known as Hare Krishna people because we chant, But what we should chant, and we are chanting what we're not chanting. So Mahatma Prabhu is teaching us how to do that. When I chant, I chant. That means when we take a bead in the hand, we should not remember anything, nothing, zero. The only thing is to chant and take the full shot of the holiness. So Mahatma Prabhu is very deep in this, and he's teaching that. So I'm blessed by his blessings. So I can see my success in Krishna consciousness is because of the blessings coming from the exalted devotees. I'm grateful to all for their blessings. Thank you, Mahatma Prabhu, for your kind blessings. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Srila Gurudev, for his very kind words. And now we have our first guest speaker for the day, for this session, Her Grace Vrajalila Devidasi. So welcome you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for joining us. You're muted, Mataji. You're muted. Yes. I'm sorry, Mataji. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, yeah. Mataji. Thank you very much for joining us. Jai, Hare Krishna.
So, thank you for unmuting me.
Thank you very much, Mataji, for coming over. So Her Grace Vrajalila Devidasi is a disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Swami Maharaj. She personally cared for her beloved spiritual master during his last days. She joined ISKCON in New York in 1979. Since the beginning, she always found herself having to nurture and care for new people and creating communities. She pioneered ISKCON temples throughout West Africa, assisted with the development of the Institute for Applied Spiritual Technology founded by His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Swami, assisted with the development of the GBC Devotee Care Committee in Mayapur. She is also the co-author of the Devotee Care Course Manual and also assisted in the creation of Gita Nagari, where she and her husband, Eka Veera Prabhuji, currently reside. She's a certified trainer in conflict resolution, mediation, emotionally focused couple therapy, and nonviolent communication. Her Grace Vrajlila Mataji travels worldwide and also offers online webinars on essential technologies for managing conflicts, both in secular as well as in the devotee communities. She also regularly teaches and gives talks online. So thank you very much for joining us, Mataji. And we would like to call upon on screen Jahnavi, and she would like to offer you a garland, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Haribo.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. My name is Janvi from Kanpur, disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj. This is garland of Radha Madhav for you.
Hare Krishna. Haribo. Haribo. Thank you very much, Jahnavi.
Hare Krishna.
you.
Thank you, Mataji.
So much.
Right, thank you very much, Jahnavi, and thank you very much, Mataji. So Mataji today will be speaking on the topic, internalizing our connection with Guru. So you may kindly begin your talk, Mataji. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So firstly, I'm checking to see if Maharaj is here. Since this is his Vyasa-puja, his celebration. And
Maharaj is here. Jai.
yeah, Hare Krishna, Hare Bol Maharaj, Hare Bol. So firstly, I want to, Hare Bol. Firstly, I'd like to thank you.
It's not my Vyasa-puja. It is a treat for you to come and bless us.
You know who I was trained by, so. Hare Krishna. So I am so grateful to His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj for, this is such an amazing and beautiful title that all of Maharaj has assisted with all of you creating, bringing together this family. Yeah, just so it's a family celebration. And we are excited that we can be a part of it. We're honored, we're privileged. We thank you, Maharaj. We thank the organizers for their relentless services over the last 3 days. This is a Vyasa-puja, it's 3 days. So we're so grateful to be a part of it. So I'll just offer my pranams really quickly and yeah. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Sunyavari Pashtatya Deshatarine. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Tirtha Swami Iti Namane. Namaste Krishna Padaya Prabhupada Shitatmane Shri Gaura Karana Shakti Bhakti Tirtha Iti Namine. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Iti Namane. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Bol. So I'd like to quote a verse from the 10th canto. In this verse, it says, a devotee is also sometimes described as Uttama Shloka, meaning that he or she is eager to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead or the Lord's devotees. Glorifying the Lord and glorifying the Lord's devotees are the same. Or rather, glorifying the devotee is more important than glorifying the Lord directly. Narottam Das Thakur explains this fact. Chadiya Vaishnava Seva Nitara Pareche Keva. One cannot be liberated from material contamination without sincerely serving a devotee of Krishna. So this is from the 10th canto, in the purport from the first chapter of the 69th verse. And so I'm, again, with deep gratitude, here to glorify His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj. And the theme that I was graciously requested to speak about is internal connection with the Guru. And for me, Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj is one of those persons, one of those disciples that is empowered to teach us how to internalize our relationship with the Guru. And so he is following in a most glorious lineage of doing that. As we all know, Bhakti, for us, comes down in disciplic succession. And as we look at the disciplic succession, as we start with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we can see how our present gurus are exemplifying what our lineage teaches us. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us a simple, profound instruction: every town and village. And each person, each guru, each person that has served that vision of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or that mission, every town and village, have done that in different ways. They have embodied this amazing principle, this amazing instruction in the way that they offer services to that mission. And so in that lineage, of course, we have Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And we know that Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he wrote many, many books, many educational, literary books to assist us in our development of bhakti. I'll stick on this one aspect of writing books, only because this is the way that I would like to glorify His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj today. We see that Bhaktisiddhanta, there are many offerings that Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given us. However, as I said, I'm just going to focus on how he's written. I believe it's, I don't know, I think it's 108 different literatures on Vaishnava education. Also, Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj, in the lineage, we're speaking the lineage of Bhakti. He's also written so many books in order to help us to imbibe the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And of course, you know, by his example, he's taught us how to be renounced in spiritual life. Also, from Bhaktisiddhanta, we have our own very beloved Srila Prabhupada, who brought the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu under extremely difficult circumstances, every town and village. And we all know the story of how Srila Prabhupada came to America on the Jaladuta and how he suffered heart attacks just in order to fulfill that message of Lord Chaitanya. And what was the principal weapon that he used to do that, or the armor that he brought? Was again the translation of spiritual education, literatures, to assist the people in the West to try to understand and to imbibe and practically live this bhakti process. And then, of course, we have our beloved spiritual master, His Holiness Srila Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, who taught us also how to exemplify these previous acharyas by giving us 19 educational books in language that people, it's very simple language that most people can understand in our modern Kali Yuga mentality. He broke down very simply the words of the previous acharyas because he understood the mood, he understood the desires, and he understood the instructions of the previous acharyas. Remembering Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, great mission is great vision, every town and village. And then, of course, we have our very own Srila Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj, who is following in the footsteps of his spiritual master. And he's here to teach us how to carry out this principle that we will speak about today, which is to internally connect with the Guru. And how he's done that for all of you, all of the disciples, that have committed your lives to this beautiful, wonderful mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is he's written amazing, the beginning of many more to come. So in this book, Spiritual Connection, he emphasizes some principles, and I'm going to share some of those principles that is most inspiring for me as an aspiring disciple. Aspiring in that disciples are always growing. Disciples are always learning. And we learn from each other, as we will hear from His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj. So, my dear Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj, I would like your permission to glorify you from your own words, from your book, which is for all of us, for all of our benefit, because it's just so wonderfully written, and it actually gives us practical application of the philosophy of bhakti. So with your permission, may I continue? Hare Krishna. Hare Hare Bol. So I want to start us with some of the points that Maharaj has written, some of the principles he has written about how to internalize our connection with Guru. As he shares in, I believe it's the 8th chapter in his book. Firstly, internalizing connection with the Guru begins with a heart connection. So this heart connection, how does it start? So for our beloved Srila Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj, he was pursuing spiritual life way before he came to Krishna consciousness. And as you all know, which if you don't, as your spiritual master, it is your responsibility to know how he actually came to Krishna consciousness. That's a very important part of internalizing the mood of disciple and guru. And so he was searching, he was a spiritual seeker. And he was looking for that path that he could connect with, that he could understand how to give his heart. And I won't stay much on this point. However, I had the great privilege of meeting His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj when my spiritual master, our spiritual master, Bhakti Dhira Swami, requested myself and a couple others to go to West Africa. And it was in that experience of meeting Maharaj that I knew that he wanted so deeply to connect from his heart. He was always such an example of someone that you could tell was searching, however, eager, enthusiastic, willing to do whatever was necessary to connect with the heart. So when he met his spiritual master and he heard from his spiritual master, even though he had been hearing before actually meeting Bhakti Dhira Maharaj, because Bhakti Dhira Maharaj, he was a sannyasi. So he would come to West Africa and he would leave. And so there were some people that were fortunate to meet him when he was there in West Africa. And sometimes some people came while he was traveling somewhere else and they didn't directly meet him. However, when Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj met His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Maharaj, he immediately understood that he could give his heart. And so he pursued Krishna consciousness very sincerely. How did he do that? Well, he tells us how to do that. So he shares in his book that one of the ways to give our hearts to the spiritual master is to engage in the process, in the absence or in the presence of the Guru. So whenever Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj was not in West Africa, not in Nigeria, you could always find His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj reading Srila Prabhupada's books, always. He was very much absorbed in hearing and chanting, hearing and chanting. Now, hearing and chanting, we hear that always. You know, that's like Bhakti 101. We don't always hear. Hearing and chanting is the way to internally connect with the Guru. Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj, he cites in that chapter 8 about the meeting with Narada Muni and Srila Vyasa-dev. And Srila Vyasa-dev asked Narada Muni many questions. And in one of the chapters, I believe it's in chapter 6 of that canto, Srila Vyasa-dev in that conversation is asking Narada Muni, how did you become a pure devotee? How did that happen? Tell me about your life. And so Narada Muni, there's a whole chapter that describes Narada Muni's life and how he became dear to Krishna. So for our Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj, one of the ways that he internalized that mood of Srila Vyasa-dev and Narada Muni is by his absorption in reading Srila Prabhupada's books. Even though he was faced with many challenges in those early days of Krishna consciousness, it was not easy. It was not easy because in West Africa, so let me finish that sentence. It was not easy to live in the ashram. It was not easy to be together with, people from all over Nigeria, different cultural, even though it's one country, different cultural understanding. It was not easy for him to be as focused and as absorbed as he was in the company of some that were not as absorbed. He faced many criticisms. And it was not so easy for him to be the austere person that he is and inspire others, because frankly speaking, some people are not so attracted to being so austere. So he really persevered in many situations that were often quite difficult. Why did he do this? Why did he do this? He stayed fixed, he stayed steady with his eagerness because he wanted to understand the mood of his spiritual master. He wanted to imbibe the instructions of his spiritual master. And he wanted to practicalize this mood of all the acharyas. As we said, the main goal of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is to give Krishna consciousness to every town and village. So Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj is our example for how he internalized this mood of being dedicated to this mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by, as we said, absorption in hearing and chanting. Another aspect of Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj's book in how to internalize this mood of Guru is looking at chapter 6, where he speaks of love and corporation. I believe this is the chapter that attracts me the most, because this is the chapter that I understand that keep sustained devotees in Krishna consciousness. It's not easy to practice Krishna consciousness. You know, Prabhupada says it's simple for the simple. Kali Yuga, most of us are not simple, not very simple at all. And so what is needed in this age to practice something that's not so easy is for us to feel the love and the care from those persons that are teaching us, that are guiding us. And so there's a chapter in this book to help us to understand that mood. This is Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj's 65th Vyasa-puja. He's lived much longer than his spiritual master. At the same time, we all know, we all understand, the spiritual master will not always be with us. And so what's more important, what's most important, is to be able to understand the mood and to be able to understand the instructions and to see how we can carry those out. So this love and cooperation, he gives us some principles. And I would like to thank Maharaj for some of these principles and how it has impacted my life. And I pray that for you, all of you as disciples, it will help you to really make a difference, as Maharaj has done in this world, by embodying these principles. So the first one I would like to focus on is in this chapter is learn to accommodate. Learn to accommodate. In his book, he says, Maharaj says, learn to accommodate simply means to bring people together in the service of Krishna. Very simple. Bring people together in the service of Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells us, every town and village. This is what we're going to do. Every town and village, we're going to bring people in the service of Krishna. So I want to thank you, Maharaj. I want to thank you for accommodating all different kinds of people coming from different backgrounds, different cultures, having different natures, and encouraging them in their progressive journey towards Krishna. This has deeply impacted my life. And this is one of the ways that we internalize Guru. Whether the Guru is present or the Guru is absent. The second principle I'd like to share is cooperation, not competition. Cooperation, not competition. Maharaj says our individual progress and success depends on that of our fellow human being. Now, all of you know as disciples how difficult it is. Everybody wants to please the Guru. Everyone wants to be the one that will say, especially after a program like this, oh, I did all the tech things so wonderfully. Oh, I baked the cake so beautifully. Oh, I organized all the different places in the world for all the people to, participate. I did so much. Maharaj tells us, yeah, that's fine. However, whatever we do is dependent on the support and the care and the love of someone else, always. So that's a principle never to forget. That's a principle to internalize in our hearts. That's a principle to carry us no matter whom we're with, where we are. This is an internal principle. So I want to thank you, Maharaj, for your genuine humility, for your teaching us Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Chinara Pisunichena, for your desire to cultivate happy communities. That's not easy. Everybody's mind is always all over the place, as we all know, right? All disciples know that. But yet Maharaj, his theme is to cultivate these communities where the emphasis is on cooperation and not on competition. He is asking to have happy disciples. He's looking for happy disciples, not competitive disciples, not disciples that think I'm the best, I'm the one, I'm the special one. No, the internal mood of Guru is always to understand that everyone is special. And Maharaj has that understanding. Because he says in his book, I raise you up to raise up myself. And for that, Maharaj, I thank you for always raising me up, including me in your services to Gurudev. I thank you for training your disciples to always extend themselves to your family. I thank you for that. Thank you for raising me up. The third principle is loving the spiritual family. Loving the spiritual family. You say to love the spiritual master means to love his spiritual family. We had Mahatma this morning expressing he was very generous in expressing how much he appreciates His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj. I watched last night His Holiness 𝐺𝐸𝐺 Swami sharing a letter, how much he appreciates Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj. His Holiness 𝐁𝐡𝐚𝐤𝐿 Maharaj, when Bhakti Dhira Maharaj was leaving his body, His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara was a sannyasi. However, he wasn't a spiritual master. And 𝐁𝐡𝐚𝐤𝐿 Maharaj called Bhakti Dhira Maharaj and said that he would initiate Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj as a guru. I was in the room with my Guru Maharaj in that conversation. I remember that conversation so clearly. And Bhakti Dhira Maharaj was so happy. He was so happy to be able to make that connection, that arrangement, that Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj would carry on the mission, carry on the services. That Bhakti Dhira Maharaj, understood that Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj was connected to his mood. He was connected to his mission, his instructions. We can see, it's all in his book. We can see. And so 𝐁𝐴𝐺𝐻 Maharaj, he was so eager and so enthusiastic to initiate and to give Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj this amazing responsibility, this huge responsibility. And Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj accepted this responsibility. It's a responsibility that we don't always understand. And for those of you that get kind of close to the Guru, maybe you can get a little understanding. However, don't ever think, if you get a chance to get close, that you fully understand the Guru, because you don't, and you never will. So this mood, having this understanding of Guru, it's something that is given to us really from the spiritual world and from the previous acharyas. And it's not something that we just intellectually understand. It's a heart connection. It's a very deep heart connection. So Maharaj, thank you. Thank you for reminding us to think like the residents of Goloka Vrindavan. Thank you for being the example of your respectful dealings with our Vaishnava spiritual family. Even when you may not be understood for what you do or say. Thank you for reminding us of the most essential principle that loving the spiritual master, the spiritual family is most important. If you love the guru, you love the family. And the last one I'd like to share is last principle. And I share these principles because they impact my life. And I think there's another Swami that spoke on this, so I won't share much about this. Relieving the spiritual master's anxiety. It's also an internal principle to imbibe. One of the ways we do this is to follow the instructions of the spiritual master. What would Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj do in any situation? What did he do when Bhakti Dhira Maharaj left his body? What did he do? How did he relieve his spiritual master's anxiety? Well, we could see from his example. We can see from all of you. So one of the things he did is this responsibility. He took on this responsibility on behalf of his spiritual master to accept all of you as his disciples and to train you and to nurture you and to nourish you and to assist you to remember this mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, every town and village, with love, with cooperation, with understanding. And so I close with these words of His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj. You shared this about the depth of spiritual connection. Find the one amongst the many, a disciple who will be able to perfectly represent the mood and carry on his mission in the service to the parampara. Thank you for being such an example. Thank you. And you also shared, invest heavily in them to empower them to carry on with the legacy and protect the grace of the Guru, the grace of the parampara. So Maharaj, today on your 65th Vyasa-puja, I am so grateful to you, really, sincerely from my heart, that you have imbibed this internal mood of Guru, and you're taking the steps in order to someday become this amazing person that everyone will one day say, Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj really understood the internal mood of the acharyas and his spiritual master. I am your aspiring servant. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. My sweet mother. I became bewildered what to say about you. But I will say one thing. The seed and the gardener. Which one is most important? The seed and the gardener. Both of them? Very good. The seed and the gardener, which of them is most important? And my quiz is always like that, it's difficult. The seed is important because it's going to give us fruit and it's going to produce more fruit. The gardener is most important because the seed will need a gardener to make it wonderful. And that is my situation. Rajalila Mataji is the gardener and I'm the seed. So whatever it is there, it is the mercy of the gardener who had very carefully, attentively nurtured the seed to become useful. It's why the Bhakti Maharaj brought some of them to West Africa. And they planted this, they started watering the seed. And Brajalita Mataji is one of those who stayed longer than others. Others didn't stay longer, but she stayed longer. and continue to nurture. It is from the experience, their love, their dealing that they give to us, that we inspired to take up Krishna consciousness. Like she said, it's not easy, it's difficult. If one doesn't have a perfect guide, you cannot make it. So we are eternally indebted to you. I said many times, we will speak big philosophy eloquently at the Vyasa-puja of the spiritual master. But to appreciate the spiritual master is how much we take the instructions seriously and make it a reality. That is the best offering a disciple can offer to the spiritual master. So I would like to say that we are an offering to you for what we have established in West Africa. We are grateful to have you as our mother. And we beg to remain always a servant. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Srila Gurudeva, and thank you very much, Her Grace Rajalila Devi Dasi Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji, for always being here for us. And you have very much so deeply shared with us the principle that will help us deepen our connection with Guru. And Mataji, also, I would like to say that every time we have invited you, you have been here for us, Mataji. And I can also say that this festival is incomplete without you, Mataji. So thank you very, very much for being here. Our prayers to you today, Mataji. Please give us the blessings that the dedication with which you have served yourself and Ekavira Prabhuji, you have served Srila Bhakti Dhira Swami Maharaj. May we also get that same determination so that we can serve our own spiritual master like that. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining us. Thank you very much.
You're all very determined. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mataji. And now, dear devotees, we have our next set of offering, and the flow of nectarian exchanges continues. So now we would like to invite His Grace Vamandev Prabhuji, and we also like to invite His Grace 𝐶ukhadev Goswami Prabhu from Mauritius, and they would like to share their heartfelt exchanges. And before that, I would like to give a brief introduction first. So His Grace Vamandev Prabhu is a very strong book distributor in Mauritius. He's a disciple of His Holiness Krishna Das Maharaj. He's a well-wisher and strong supporter of Srila Gurudev. He's an avid follower of His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Swami Maharaj. Prabhuji is known for his humility, gentleness, and his dedicated love for Krishna. We also have with us His Grace 𝐶ukhadev Goswami Prabhu, our dear God brother. His Grace 𝐶ukhadev Goswami Prabhu was born in Nigeria and currently resides in Mauritius. In his childhood, Prabhuji was fortunate to play in Gurudev's lap. Prabhuji is a very jolly devotee and a very good astrologer as well. Prabhuji is serving Sri Krishna Balaram Mandir in ISKCON Mauritius, and he's currently actively engaged in preaching activities. So would like to invite Venkatesh Prabhu to offer a garland to His Grace Vamandev Prabhu. Venkatesh Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
This garland from Srila Prabhupada from ISKCON Mayapur. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Please accept our humble obeisances at your lotus feet. All glories to His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Swami. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to assembled devotees. First of all, I wish to wish you a very happy Vyasa-puja celebration. We are very happy and lucky you are among us after a very long 3 years of absence. Actually, I feel very honored to speak a few words on this very occasion for your glorification. You are among the very few persons I will always remain indebted. You have always been present and available to us in all situations. Nowadays, it is not easy to have someone who could listen to you selflessly and help you in difficult times. Maharaj, I have seen you been always available to us in every situation, even someone who comes to see you, if he's not his devotee, not disciple, or any person comes to meet you for any problem, maybe material or spiritual, but you listen to them very carefully and you help them very seriously. I remember, Maharaj, one day in your lecture at Krishna Balam Mandir, you were giving a lecture, and during the lecture you said that Krishna consciousness means to put yourself into inconvenience for the welfare of others. This lecture you gave quite some few years ago, but still it is just in my heart. I could not forget it. And I have seen that whatever you say in your lectures, you apply it in your life. Dear Maharaj, I am always looking for a devotee of your ways you're doing things. I have observed that to meet you, there is no need for an appointment. You are very caring, very humble, patient, tolerant, and always very good listener. Whoever comes to meet you, he lives very happily. For me, it appears to be that you have fully opened the mercy of your spiritual master, His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Swami. You are very much dedicated to the service of your spiritual master. Your level of austerity attracts many people and inspires us to follow on your footsteps daily. Before we met you, we never observed Ekadasi full force on any occasion. Since we have come to know you, you are having courage to remain full force on Ekadasis. You have always inspired us, Maharaj. We pray that your health be always okay. Krishna protect you in all circumstances. We hope in the future we will be able to do better by your mercy in devotional practice. Yours, Vamanadeva and family. Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Vamanadeva. Thank you. Yes, we're very grateful to Vamanadeva. I know when I started coming to Mauritius and not used to people, Vamanadeva was one of the first devotees that was attracted to. So we were relating with him. And it was difficult to know whether he's a disciple of His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Swami Maharaja or the disciple of Krishna Das Swami. If you look at him carefully, see till today, look at his face carefully, see everything about Bhakti Dhira Swami is his life. So we became naturally brother, just like that, just a brother. And I'm sure many other devotees also have the same feeling. Bhakti Dhira Maharaj, disciple of Krishna Das Swami. Disciple. He has a very deep attraction for Gurudev and appreciating him so much. And that love he transferred to us. And all his family members became disciples. Because of the love he has for Gurudev, he transferred that. So we come to Mauritius, he's always very, very caring. And make sure he do everything to make us feel comfortable. We're very satisfied with their maturity and their dealings. So we're grateful to Gurudev for making the connection. We pray that you remain blessed by the Hare Krishna.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Vamandev Prabhuji, for sharing such heartfelt exchanges with Srila Gurudev. And we have also with us today His Grace 𝐶𝐬𝐬 Goswami Prabhu. And we now invite Prabhuji on screen. 𝐶𝐬𝐬 Goswami Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. You're muted. You're muted.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining us, Prabhuji. So we also invite Anurag Prabhu to offer a garland to 𝐶𝐬𝐬 Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept this garland from our home temple in Dehradun, offered to Nataraj Gaur Nitai Devi. Hare Krishna. Shri Gurudev ki jai. Thank you. Actually, I am very, very grateful to each and every one of you. At the same time, I'm feeling very, very shy because Gurudev is just in the room after me. so I'm feeling very shy because I don't know how best to be able to speak, to be able to glorify Srila Gurudev enough. Actually, I'm supposed to do this in his front, but because of the echo and also feeling very, very shy that how is it going to sound or whatever, my heart is actually pounding. So please bear with me if you hear that my voice skips once in a while. It's just out of shyness. And so thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. Well, we've had so many wonderful speakers, wonderful God brothers and God sisters, God aunties and God uncles, godfathers and godmothers. We've had a lot of them speak on the glories of my spiritual master. And hearing everyone, I felt that, what am I going to say? In this big ocean of glorification that is going on in regards to Srila Guru Maharaj. But then Mataji said something very, very profound that really struck me, which is, it's not about thinking about how to glorify the spiritual master with words. It's about how to live, with the teachings of the spiritual master. How do we really imbibe that teaching into ourselves? And how do we really, let that teaching become a part of our life, let it become our life, let it become our existence and everything. So that really struck me. I was like, okay, Mataji was giving me some strength to be able to speak, so with the permission of Srila Gurudev and Mataji, Brajalila Mataji, and other exalted brothers and sisters, uncles and aunties, fathers and mothers, I beg that I be able to tender a small Guru Stotram to the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev. My Sanskrit is not very nice, but please, I pray that you just listen to it. After the Guru Stotram, I'm going to say a little prayer to Srila Gurudev, because in as much as this is about glorifying the spiritual master, it is also about begging the spiritual master for mercy, also. So please listen. Om Gurudevaya Namaha. Om Gurave Namaha. Om Gurudevaya Namaha. Om Gurudevaya Namaha. Akan mandala karam vyapta yena chara charam. Tat padam dashitam yena. Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha. My salutation to that Guru who revealed to me the truth, which is unfragmented, infinite, timeless divinity, and which pervades the entire universe, movable and unmovable. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnanam Jnanam Shalakaya Shakshuru Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. My salutation to that reverential teacher who opened my eyes by applying the divine curriculum of self-knowledge in my eyes, which had gotten blinded by the cataract of ignorance. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Dev Maheshwaram Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru himself is the creator, sustainer, and the destroyer. He is verily the very transcendental divinity, the timeless of life principle, which is the very essence of the creator. My reverential salutation to that glorious teacher. Stavaram jagamam vyaptam yat kinchit sachara charam tatpadam dashitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. My salutation to that reverential teacher will reveal to me that which pervades everything in this world, whether animate, inanimate, or movable and immovable. Chimmaya vyapiyat sarvam Trilokyam sacharacharam Tatpadam dashitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. My salutation to that glorious Guru who revealed to me that self-effulgent divinity, Krishna, the pure unconditioned consciousness which pervades all the three worlds with all its movable and immovable objects. Sarva Shruti Shiroratna Virajit Padam Bhuja Vedantam Bhuja Suryoya Tashma Shri Gurave Namaha. My salutation to that reverential teacher who is like a sun for the blossoming up of the lotus-like mantras of the Upanishad, the Srimad Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad Gita, and at which lotus feet lie the beautiful flowers symbolizing the best of jewels of the Vedas. Chaitanya Shashwata Shanto Vyomatito Niranjanaha Bindunat Kalatita Tashma Shri Gurave Namaha. My salutation to that reverential teacher who is verily the eternal consciousness, which is of the nature of peace. It transcends space and time, the concept of zero, the primordial sound and all parts. Gyan Shakti Samaruda Tatwamala Vibhoshita Bhukti Mukti Pradata Cha Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha. My salutation to that glorious Gurudev, who is established in knowledge and power, who is adorned with the garland of knowledge, and who grant both worldly prosperities and spiritual liberation. Aneka Janma Saprapta Karma Banda Vidahine Atmagyan Pradanantasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. My salutation to that reverential teacher, who by imparting the self-knowledge has burnt away the very bondage of action in a whiff, which had even though taken infinite lives to accumulate. Shoshanam Bhavasindoscha Gyapanam Samsar Pasda Guru Padukam Samyak Tashma Shri Gurave Namaha. Even by the very sipping of the Chanamrita, the water with which the feet of the Guru are washed, we get blessed by the eternal wet of liberating knowledge, and which dries up the endless ocean of seeking and the subsequent sorrows. My salutation to the lotus feet of that glorious Gurudev. Na Guru Adikam Tatvam, Na Guru Adikam Tapa, Tatva Gyanat Param Nashti, Tashma Shri Gurave Namaha. There is no higher truth than the Guru, no higher penance than service to the Guru, and there is nothing higher than the realization of the knowledge of the truth imparted by the Guru. My salutation to such a Gurudev, who is himself the very timeless truth, and who has taken up a form to bless me with such a knowledge, real knowledge. Mamnata Sri Jagannatha, Madguru Sri Jagat Guru, Madatma Sarva Bhutatma, Tasma Shri Gurave Namaha. My Lord is the Lord of the universe. My teacher is the teacher of the entire universe. And myself is the self of all. My salutation are the lotus feet of such a guru who has revealed such knowledge to me. Guru Adi Anadischa, Guru Param Devatam, Guru Parataram Nasti, Tasma Shri Gurave Namaha. The Guru is the beginning of the universe, yet he himself is without the beginning. The Guru is the highest deity, and there is none higher than the Guru. My reverential salutation at the lotus feet of such a Gurudev. Twameva Mata Chapita Twameva. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu. You can continue.
Am I audible?
No, yeah, okay, you can continue. Yeah.
Okay, oh, sorry. Twameva Mata Chapita Twameva. Twameva Bandhus Chasaka Twameva. Twameva Vidya Dravinam Twameva. Twameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Twameva Vidya. Twameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Twameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Oh God, you alone are my mother, my father, and my brother, and my friend. You alone are the knowledge, my real worth. You are everything to me. You are verily God himself to me. So this is one of the Guru Stotram that I recite in glories and in glorification of the spiritual master, because of every knowledge, whatever I have, whatever I know, is nothing but what has been impacted to me by my spiritual master. There is no Sukadeva without the blessing of the spiritual master. There is no me without his permission, without his mercy. So on that, I am eternally grateful. He is my father. He is my brother. He is my sister. He is everything to me. He is the real knowledge. So on this, I humbly tender my prostrated obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a guru who has been so merciful to accept a fallen fool like me as his own disciple. I have a prayer that I wish to offer if time permits me. It's a prayer that after reciting this Guru Stotram that I composed, and it's a prayer of repentance. It's a prayer of asking for forgiveness, because there's so many ways that one can make offenses at the lotus feet of the Guru. And hence today, seizing this opportunity, because opportunity comes, or you never know when is the best time. So you have to use whatever opportunity that comes your way to always take advantage and beg for the mercy of the spiritual master. Gurudev, please be merciful for all my sins, for every thought that was false and unjust or unclean, for every word spoken that I should not have spoken, for every deed done that I should not have done. I repent for every deed and word thought inspired by selfishness, and for every deed and word thought inspired by hatred. I repent most especially for every lustful thought, every lustful action, for every lie, for every hypocrisy, for every promise given but not fulfilled, for all slander and backbiting. Most especially, I repent for every action that has brought ruin to others or shame to others, for every words and deed that has given others pain, for every wishes that pain should befall others. In your unbounded mercy, I ask that you forgive me, my beloved Gurudev, for all these sins committed by me, Forgive me for my constant failures to think and speak and act in accordance to your wish. I, 𝐂𝐤𝐬𝐬 Swami, thus humbly beg you. Happy Vyasa-puja, Srila Gurudev. Thank you very much. And Hare Krishna. Please accept my prostrated obeisances unto the dust of your divine lotus feet. Hare Krishna, Gurudev. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. 𝐶𝐤𝐬𝐬 Swami Prabhu. Thank you. Beautiful prayers and offering. Very nice. 𝐂𝐤𝐬𝐬 Prabhu is he's born in a movement. His father was he was working with me in BBT, and his mother joined the movement when she was very young, 10 years when she joined the movement. So she joined the movement young, 10 years. And so she grew up in the movement. And his father and herself, they got married. But like every marriage, there are some challenges. Just to help them. So I took her and she stayed with me. So the father was serving in a different people. I took her. So she stayed with me. So she was staying with me. And so she developed a child, and 𝐂𝐤𝐬𝐬 came. So she delivered in my hand. And we've been supporting his life. When he grew up, he went to school and started life suffering. Some other we met again, brought him back to the temple. And he continued like that. Now we are seeing the result of helping a devotee in the Krishna consciousness. Both the father and the mother, they are devotees. He is a devotee. And we are very happy that he is continuing with his Krishna consciousness. And wish you all the success in everything we do. And all the prayers you offered, make it become a reality in your life. And Krishna answered your prayers for you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Srila Gurudev, and thank you very much, His Grace 𝐂𝐤𝐬𝐬 Prabhu, and also His Grace Vamandev Prabhuji for their heartfelt exchanges with Srila Gurudev. And now, dear devotees, actually, it is so amazing to see that how Srila Gurudev is sharing such a personal relationship with each and every devotee and talking about relationship. And also, this is one of the unique qualities of Srila Gurudev. And talking about qualities, the next item that is coming up is a very beautiful drama that is depicting some of the unlimited qualities of Srila Gurudev. So let us watch this very beautiful drama right on your screen. Hare Krishna.
Shri Srimad Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami, the very ocean of mercy. In his veins flows a river of humility. From his lotus mouth always emanate Krishna and his divine qualities. He has a beautiful vision of both equality and equanimity. Always steady in his bhakti, that's why he all the time drowned in the sea of ecstasy. Kind to everyone and friendly, his character preaches simplicity truly. When we were here in Mauritius, His Holiness Amiya Vilas Maharaj, a Srila Prabhupada disciple, was also here. It was quite obvious that both the Maharajas share a cordial relationship. One day, both of them took Charanamrit after the Srimad Bhagavatam class got over. When His Holiness Amiya Vilas Maharaj finished honoring the Charanamrit and washed his hand, His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj personally stood holding the towel for him to help him dry his hands. And Maharaj did that in a totally menial attitude, in the attitude of a humble servant ready to serve his superior, a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. This year, during Mayapur festival, one day while we were walking back to Janardana Nivas after the Mangal Aarti program, one elderly devotee saw Maharaj and offered obeisances to him on the road. Maharaj stopped, walked towards him, and taking his name asked him, "How are you?" The devotee was visibly amazed. He said, "Oh, you remember me, Maharaj?" Maharaj said, "Yes, now. You were studying Bhakti Vaibhav with us in BIHE. We spent so much time together. So how will I forget?" Smiles were exchanged and we left. Definitely that devotee was touched by Maharaj's mindfulness of the time they spent together. In one of the evening house programs in Mauritius, while giving the lecture, Maharaj spoke, "I have a disciple. I have heard her chanting. It is very nice. Since we sometimes travel together, I have heard her chant. It is very clear, very nice. So I told that she should please continue to chant like this. If she does that, she will make very quick advancement." So I told her, "And that disciple is here. Yes, she is here today with us. But I won't tell who she is, because if I tell, then you all will become envious of her. So one should chant nicely." January 30th, 2015, Juhu, a noteworthy conversation. After attending Mangal Aarti, Srila Gurudev was chanting japa for a while in the temple hall. He noticed that one devotee was sleeping during his japa. That same devotee later came to Srila Gurudev's room to attend Sri Sri Radha Shyam Sundar worship. Devotee asked, "How are you, Gurudev?" Srila Gurudev said, "I'm good. How are you?" Devotee, in a very soft voice, said, "I'm good too. Thank you." Srila Gurudev asked with great concern, "You didn't say that you were sleeping in japa?" The devotee head down replied, "Yes, Gurudev." Srila Gurudev asked, "Is that good?" The devotee replied, "No." Then Srila Gurudev spoke to another devotee present there. Srila Gurudev asked, "How are you?" The devotee replied, "Struggling." Srila Gurudev laughing, "Struggling? Struggle to survive? Struggle to survive, to struggle to succeed." Devotee speechless. After some still moment, Srila Gurudev said, "Pray, pray, pray, pray." These have been the very beautiful, sweet memories collected by His Grace Madhusudan Vishnudas Prabhu. Though Maharaj has so many wonderful qualities, some of them have been highlighted here, like mindfulness, humbleness, caringness, as well as he shows his appreciation to keep us on going in our spiritual life. His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj ki Jai. His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki Jai.
Hare Krishna. That was such a heart-touching drama depicting the different pastimes that Srila Gurudev had with different devotees. And we can also see the sincere effort that Pallavi Mataji and her team have put in to please Srila Gurudev. And now the next item that is coming up is an offering by His Grace Madhusudan Vishnu Prabhuji, who earlier could not continue his heartfelt exchanges because of some time constraint. So we again invite Prabhuji here, and we kindly request him to continue his heartfelt exchanges with Srila Gurudev. Thank you. Hare Krishna. You're muted, Prabhuji. You're muted. Madhusudan Vishnu Prabhu, you're muted.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, I was
Hare Krishna.
Myself. Permission was not there. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for again giving me an opportunity. I thank Maharaj for allowing me to speak for some more time. I would like to continue with the presentation I was showing before and add two things which I feel is very important for us to understand, appreciate as the family members of His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj. So you all know that I'm initiated disciple of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, and I take so much of blessings, mercy, love and care from His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj. Sometimes people think that not all the devotees in ISKCON can appreciate this kind of relationship. They think that, you have to be just loyal to one person, and if you are attracted to another person, then this questions your loyalty to your Diksha Guru or something like that. But I've seen in my relationship with Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj, he has never acted in any way that he has minimized the position of my initiating spiritual master in my eyes. He has never ever done that. In fact, after associating with him, my faith in my Diksha Guru, in his purity, in his dedication has increased many times than before. So I would like to share something very interesting which will show to us that how pure devotees, they are free from all sorts of envy. When I wanted to take shelter of Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj, I approached my Guru Maharaj and I asked him permission. I told him, Maharaj, you have thousands of disciples, and though you are so eager to help all of them, but due to practical reasons, it's not possible that we can share our heart with you, discuss with you, take guidance from you. So can I take guidance from His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj? So Maharaj, I spoke this to Maharaj in the evening, and he told me, come back tomorrow, come in the morning. So when I went in the morning to meet him, I used to read for him every day. So after I finished my reading session for him, he told me something. He said, I am very happy that you want to become a serious devotee. So yes, you have my permission to associate with Maharaj. After 1 year, then I went to Guru Maharaj and I told him that I would now like to travel with His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj and serve him. He doesn't have a brahmachari disciple in India, so I can be with him. So Maharaj was thinking, now this fellow is going crazy. He just wants to run from here to there, from one temple to another temple. Maybe he's not fixed up devotee. So Maharaj was concerned. He said, you want to travel? So you travel with me, if you want to travel. So he just wanted me to stay be fixed in my mind. So I said, no, Maharaj, that's not that it's not that I want to travel abroad and that's why I want to go with Maharaj. It's just that for Seva I've been in India. What happened next is something very nice. I was in Delhi. His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj went to Mumbai. And later on, Maharaj called me up and he told me what happened. when he was in Mumbai, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj called Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj to meet him in the room. And then Gopal Krishna Maharaj told Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj, I have a disciple. His name is Madhusudan Vishnudas. I think you know him. And Maharaj said, yes, I know him. So Gopal Krishna Maharaj told him, I give this boy to you. Take care of him. So Maharaj called me up and he said that I met your Guru Maharaj and he told this to me that I should take care of you. So when Maharaj said that to me, it was so touching. And I could see that both of these great souls, they were totally eager to help me in my spiritual life and making the best arrangement. And there was nothing like any kind of competition that this boy is my property or I should engage him in the service in some way. Whatever helps this boy to become more Krishna conscious. And I can see that just because Guru Maharaj told this to Maharaj, Maharaj is taking such nice care of us, giving us so much of opportunity to serve him, serve the family. In fact, I've seen Maharaj, sometimes he's more favorable, more merciful to Siksha disciples than Diksha disciples. He gives them so much of respect, love and care, attention. He gives them more privilege. So this is his greatness, this is his kindness, this is his wonderful quality. So this was my message which I wanted to share, that pure devotees are fully pure. They don't have any envy, any malice. And this I could learn from this incident. So much more to share. But there's one thing which I would like to share. Please forgive me if my words sound to be offensive or anything like that. We all, those who are in the shelter of His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj, should appreciate one thing, that we all are getting that which many devotees in ISKCON are not getting. That shelter, that time, that attention. We can go for our petty problems to Maharaj, ask for petty things, our material problems, our health issues, our family problems, our financial issues. And Maharaj takes out time for that. He extends himself so much. But it is my request to all those who are present here, and it's also something which I'm telling myself, we should not remain babies anymore. We have to grow up and we have to come forward to take responsibilities in Maharaj's mission. Maharaj has been extending himself a lot, traveling internationally, giving out time to others. But now we need to take up responsibilities for him, for his projects, for his mission, for his seva to His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Swami Maharaj. As a follower of Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj, we have 3 types of missions to fulfill. There are services which we need to fulfill under the order of Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj. Then we also have to fulfill the desires of Bhakti Dhira Swami Maharaj. And we also have to fulfill the desires of Srila Prabhupada. They are not different, but they all have different flavors, because pure devotees of Krishna, they have their individual flavor of service to Krishna. So it's my request that yes, we are coming together, glorifying Maharaj, doing so many things. It is Maharaj's nature which I have seen, that even if we give a little, he will make it look so big. He'll never say to us, and I'm not satisfied with you, what you're doing is so small, please try to now do something more. He will just say, this is very nice, this is the best, this is most perfect. That's his nature. I've never seen him demand from anyone. He will never say that this is what I want you to do. But if we go forward, then Maharaj will be very happy. So let us come forward to take up serious responsibilities in Maharaj's mission. When we say community will not develop with people falling from the sky. It will be developed with devotees who are connected to Maharaj. So those devotees will have to come forward and give up their material attachments, sacrifice something from their life, and then take up this mission. As Maharaj is physically getting old, we should know one thing: we have very less time. And before the time comes, we should all be prepared to be part of it. I would say this is so unfortunate in our movement that His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Swami was such a stalwart devotee, but because very few disciples of him could continue his legacy, so much more could have been achieved, but it could not get achieved. Maharaj was such an amazing personality, and we don't want the history to repeat with the followers of Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj, that once he is gone, then his legacy will not be carried forward. So this my request to all of you. I'm a very small person and I don't deserve to speak this, but then I asked Maharaj, I took his permission, can I share this my little thought today? So I request all of you that let us all come together and do something very nice for Maharaj. He has a desire to make a community. That community will be possible by devotees like us, who will be a part of that community, who will sacrifice our individual plans, individual goals, material ambitions, and do something, sacrifice something for the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Please forgive me if my words have offended you, and I don't mean to see it as a senior or as someone special. It is just a heartfelt request on behalf of Maharaj's permission. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Srila Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj ki jai. Srila Bhakti Dhira Maharaj ki jai. Srila Bhakti
Jai, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you very much for sharing these powerful messages with us. Actually, your words were so heart-touching that it has made us realize how fortunate we are to be under the shelter of Srila Gurudev. So thank you very, very much for making us realize that. And now, dear devotees, we have reached the second part of our program, and I would like to call upon Her Grace Yogini Mataji, my co-MC, and she will be facilitating the second part of the program. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Abhish Prabhu, for wonderfully guiding us until here. So please accept my humble obeisance, dear devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Swami, and all glories to His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami, our dear beloved Srila Gurudeva. Thank you so much for participating until now and for being and staying here with us. So as we come together as one family to celebrate this auspicious appearance day of His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami, his 65th Vyasa-puja ceremony. And now continuing with our program, we would like to call Ananteshwara Prabhu, who will speak a little bit more about the wonderful project of the Surabhi farm. Prabhu, please share this project with us. We're very eager to hear more about it. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Radhanath Swami Namine. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Namine. I'm very thankful for the team because I was squeezed in at the last moment and we disturbed the schedule. But without further ado, I would like to bring up and present you something to all the devotees for the pleasure of Maharaj, which is his idea about the Surabhi farm project. There was the video which was shown 2 sessions back, which described, it presented how the farm project is, we are visioning it and why it's needed. So today I will just introduce you the website for that project, and I would also request all the devotees, if they can help us in any possible way, we would be very grateful to you. Can someone please bring up the website?
Just 1 minute.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji, it's on the screen.
Can devotees see it? Because I'm not able to see it properly.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. So this website, like, it's a very simple website for now, wherein the first page, it describes about the overall So this is just a 4-page website. In the first page, it describes you about what is the vision, like based on what Prabhupada said. It talks about the progress till now. Yes. Can I please go to the next page? And third page. So this is the vision. And we are members, the trustees for this project. So for now, we have given a contact form. Those who would like to know more about this project, I would request you to please get in touch with us so that we can engage you in this project. And lastly, like, you can go to donate, Prabhu. So since this is at the beginning stage, we would be requesting devotees, like, if they can contribute to the best of their abilities, that would help us to go ahead, proceed with the project. And time to time, we will be sharing with you the updates. And all the contact details, they're down below, you can see. So based on whichever part of the world you are, you can get in touch with us. Thank you. And before I end, I would just conclude with a small thing. That in the Sanskrit, there's a Subhashitam in Sanskrit which says, Aksharam mantaram nasti, nasti moolam, na ushadam, na purusho, yugato nasti. Which means there is no syllable which can't be turned into a mantra, nor there is any root which can't be turned into a medicine. But it further says, Yogastra tat durlabha, the one who enables this process, that person is very rare. So in order for us to help the society, devotees, Prabhupada has given us a shelter, and there, by being in this shelter, Prabhupada becomes the enabler so that we can contribute something to society. And Maharaja has taken the vision ahead. So I would request everyone to please help us And let's make this project a very successful project wherein devotees can come and serve the mother cow and see how to stay in the mother nature. Thank you very much. Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna and Prabhu. Thank you for your wonderful presentation and your beautiful service. And this Prabhu, I don't know how to describe him. When I first met him, I knew he's a computer engineer. He was in Pune, and all the communications, all the system that he was in charge. So I would know him to be an engineer. And then he went to America. When I went to see him in America, I was shocked. Not in computer, it was medicine. I was curious. I said, how did you migrate to a doctor? So, computer was my, this is a hobby. My real profession is. And I have been serving so many senior devotees. All the sannyasis gurus are going to him and taking care so nicely. And though he's very busy doing that, he has a preaching center in his house, which is cultivating so many devotees. So many people are coming. Very important people are coming to his house. And he has a regular service in the temple with his wife. And he's personally taking care of this project, coordinating all the different areas of this project. So we are very, very grateful and thankful to you. Yeah, wonderful service. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing this wonderful website with us and for all your efforts, and to the whole team that's constantly working on this project of Surabi Farm. And if you want to know more, so we have the contact details in the chat box. There's also the link in the chat box, so you can register and donate, and you can be engaged somehow in this lovely project. So we encourage all of you to register with them. Hare Krishna, thank you so much. And now continue on with our program. We would like to call 𝐶𝐻𝑖𝐺𝐻 Prabhu from Brazil to share his offering with us today. 𝐶𝐻𝑖𝐺𝐻 Prabhu is he's from the south of Brazil, but he lives in Campina Grande, all the way up in the north. And he met Gurudev in 2010 and was initiated in 2012. He is serving as the vice president of ISKCON Campina Grande, and he's also serving as pujari and a cook in the Campina Grande temple. He is a very, very enthusiastic devotee and a wonderful cook. So we're very delighted to have you here. Prabhuji, thank you so much for being here. So over to you for you to share your offering with us. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji Yogini, for your introduction. You're very kind. And please, Gurudeva, accept my humble obeisances. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Sriyati Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Shri Bhakti Tirthasya Bhavana Vartini Sarvada Sarva Bhaktanan Sarva Raksha Pradhaini Shri Radhi Krishna Gauranga Gayasi Sarvada Prabhu Nityananda Kripamurti Pranama Punah. So first I would like to thank all devotees who organized this wonderful global Vyasa-puja, and I would just read my offering to Gurudev. Hare Krishna, dear Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisance at your lotus feet on this auspicious day. All glories to you, all glories to His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Swami and Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Shri Shri Radha Sundar. Another year has passed, and this past year you have given me, as always, everything I need to be a better devotee. But I don't feel like I'm making much progress. sometimes in the midst of all challenge that life brings, I forget that you are always by my side. But when things get hard and when everything seems to lose its meaning, you are always there to lift me up and remind me that I'm an eternal servant of Krishna. Whether in my dreams or in your classes or in the answers you give me, you are always with me, maintaining and nourishing my spiritual life, my devotional service, and my strength to go forward. Just as Krishna provides and maintains everything, you provide Krishna for us, and you keep us in Krishna consciousness. You are that kind of father who wants the children to be somebody in life, not just another one in the crowd. You want us to graduate in Krishna consciousness. So great is your love for us. And I wish I was closer to you. I don't know what challenge life will bring me tomorrow, but I pray that wherever I am, wherever my sight shall wander, may your mercy, may your kindness and your love can always reach me. And also in this auspicious day, I also pray that you can remove all fears and insecurities from my heart and fill my chest with your confidence, faith, and your determination. Please, Gurudeva, forgive my faults and offenses, and thank you for keeping me in Krishna consciousness, and thank you for always being with me. Your Lord servant Tirtharaj Das. I also like to say some last words. I would like to thank you so much, Mataji Brajalila, for her speech. It really, really touched me. And especially when she say that the disciples are always learning, disciples are always growing. So it like give me some comfort that, okay, I'm learning, I'm growing slowly, but I'm learning, I'm growing. But then it gives me some comfort. But then she was speaking about the connection of the connection with the Guru, and she mentioned one principle, that is to give the heart for the Guru. And then it reminded me that I didn't give my heart to Gurudev. And yeah, I didn't give my heart to Gurudev yet. But yes, I'm just like you have something with you that you know that it doesn't belong to you, but it's still you keep it with you, like for egoism or something. So this way, I know I didn't give my heart to Gurudev, but I hope that I will grow up in Krishna consciousness to the point that I will be able to give my heart to him. That's all. Thank you, Gurudev, for always being with me. Even that I'm not always with you, like I said, sometimes I forget. Sometimes I'm not connected to you, but I know that you are always with me, and I just would like to thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. We're waiting for you. Give your heart. and all your fears, all your lack of confidence will disappear. Just give the heart. That's all. Someone's property with you. They're not their own. Give it to the owner, and you'll be free from being a thief. You'll be happy and satisfied. So we're waiting for you for that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev.
Thank you so much, Tirtharaj Prabhu, for such a sincere and heartfelt offering. Yes, and thank you so much also for reminding us that we should aspire to always grow more and more and give our whole heart. Thank you so much for being with us today. And now, continuing on with our program, we have a lovely video about Gurudeva's beloved Shri Shri Radha Shyama-Sundara, done by our lovely creative teams. So please enjoy this video.
God does not need our worship, but we need to worship God. It's very important to have deities in the heart. The heart is given to revelation.
Krishna is always manifesting one or the other pastimes in the lives of his devotees. And this is the story of how our dear Shri Shri Radha Shyam Sundar came to be served by our Gurudev, His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj. The story begins with Srila Gurudev sincerely and faithfully serving Shri Shri Radha Shyam Sundar of the Lagos temple and having a sincere desire to serve his own deities someday. His prayers were finally answered when he got his sannyas diksha in Sri Mayapur Dham. After the ceremony, Gurudev asked His Holiness Sachinandan Swami Maharaj for blessings to serve in this new ashram. Sachinandan Maharaj looked at Gurudev and then took his hand, leading him to the deities of Sri Sri Radha Madhav in Mayapur Dham. Maharaj stood in front of Radha Madhav for a while, and it almost seemed like he was having a conversation with them. Suddenly he spoke, "You should be worshipping deities." This was the message that Maharaj received. After receiving this divine order, he remembered how much he wanted to serve his own deities. And lo and behold, Gurudev's friend Haridas Prabhu brought him the most beautiful deities. And this is how Gurudev's life and soul, Shri Shri Radha Shyam Sundar, mercifully came to us all. Radha Shyam Sundar had very gracefully come to Srila Gurudev. Gurudev's Shaligram Shilas had also arrived, whom he used to worship with utmost attention and care. But Gurudev had a desire to get his beloved deities painted beautifully. Upon receiving this blissful service, although a tough responsibility, a devotee very carefully painted the deities. When Gurudev saw them, Mataji recalls, a devotee rushed to bring her to Maharaj's room, saying, "Mataji, you have to see this. Look how happy Maharaj is." When they reached, they saw Gurudev carrying his danda in one hand and dancing in front of the deities ecstatically. Gurudev later asked Mataji,
"Did you read my mind? How did you know to paint them exactly like this? Exactly how I desired?"
Mataji was speechless and grateful that Gurudev had mercifully accepted her service. Even without knowing, she had painted them how Gurudev had desired. She realized how powerful are the desires of a pure devotee. Krishna had made her an instrument to fulfill the heartfelt desire of Gurudev in the sweetest way. Gurudev always gives first priority to the service of his dear Sri Sri Radha Shyam Sundar. Once at Sri Sri Radha Ras Bihari Temple, Juhu, Gurudev was doing his deity worship. His face fully focused on each detail to decorate Sri Sri Radha Shyam Sundar. Gurudev's love was reflected in the beautiful effulgent lotus face of Radha Shyam Sundar. Couple of weeks back, His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj, after seeing them, said that he was just drinking in their beauty. His honest expression was, "Oh wow, amazing! They are so beautiful, full of life. Whose deities are they?" That day, the plan was that Srila Gurudev and his entourage will leave the temple at 6:15 a.m. for Palghar. Devotees didn't arrive on time, and Maharaj, being well aware of the inevitable delay, started his puja a little late. He was bathing his shaligrams and someone knocks on the door. Slightly opening the door, the devotee popped his head inside and in a state of hurry-scurry told Srila Gurudev, "It's time, Gurudev, we have to move." Srila Gurudev turned his head up and looked straight in the face of the messenger boy and questioned,
"So, leave everything? What do you mean by move now? Should I leave the worship like this? Stop everything and just go?"
Then, as if talking to Radhe Shyam, he smiled and said,
"No, I have to take care of my Krishna. I won't leave my Krishna. Without taking care of him, I am going nowhere. Understand?"
"Yes, Maharaj."
"You all may leave. We will join a little late. Give me 15 minutes more to serve my Krishna."
Think of the deity as a person with feelings, not just a person. Not just a person, a supreme person who is here for us. When you offer him something, he accepts. When you pray to him, he hears and he responds.
Thank you so much to all the devotees from the creatives team who have elaborated such a wonderful video to enlighten us more about the story of Gurudeva's beloved Shri Shri Radha Shamashundara. Thank you so much. And now, dear devotees, we will continue to the next offering, which will be shared by His Grace Govinda Prabhu. Is Govinda Prabhu here? Yes, Jai Prabhuji. So Govinda Prabhu is from Kanpur, India. He first met Gurudev in 2018. He has been connected to ISKCON Kanpur Temple and is aspiring for initiation from Gurudev. He is involved in many services like youth preaching in his college and in the Kanpur Temple. He does transcription services and video editing for Srila Gurudev. And he has edited some of the beautiful videos that we see on every Ekadashi from the BDDS Swami media team. So Prabhuji, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. And you may now share your offering. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances to Gurudev. Also, I offer my respectful obeisances to all the devotees present, all glories to Bhakti Dhira Maharaj, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Dear Srila Gurudev, the other day, while reading an article of His Holiness Dhira Swami Maharaj, I came across this passage. We may want to render personal service to the spiritual master, but we may also be afraid that we might disappoint him, that we might fail, that he might chastise us, even that he might reject us or banish us. Thus, disciples may shy away from direct personal service. We must have faith that whatever spiritual master does will be beneficial for us, purifying and edifying for us, whether or not it is pleasing to our mind and senses. So keeping this in mind, in the depth of my heart, I'm trying to seize this opportunity to write this offering as a token of gratitude with an attempt to please you. Srila Gurudev, in spite of knowing the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, I was wandering here and there, wasting time, trying to enjoy this life in different ways. I was suffering in this forest fire of unlimited desires, Davagni. But then it was you, Srila Gurudev, the personification of the mercy of the most benevolent Lord Nityananda, who came in the form of clouds to extinguish these desires. Although Lord Krishna is the ocean of mercy, Karuna Sindhu, yet the only way to extinguish this forest fire is through rainfall. That is why he sends his most confidential servant, Kintu Prabhurya Priya Eva Tasya, in this mission to save extremely fallen and unfortunate soul like me. Often in your book, Spiritual Connection, and in your lectures, you have mentioned how risky it is to become a guru. But I could not realize it at first. Then I was thinking how during the most feared moment of pandemic, when everyone was locked in their house, you, Srila Gurudev, were preaching Srila Prabhupada's mission, and you were guiding your students how to practice Krishna consciousness by your own example. You stayed amongst the devotee, allowing anyone like me to come and get your most auspicious association. It was a big risk from a material point of view, but it is not at all comparable to your mercy. Then I understood that I cannot even begin to imagine how much risk you have to take on subtle platform so that a conditioned soul like me can try to practice Krishna consciousness. So Gurudev, all these risks that we are taking for our welfare is due to your compassion upon us and your intense desire to serve His spiritual master, Param Gurudev and Srila Prabhupada. Your unflinching faith in Param Gurudev is your strength. The ways you always give all the credit to your spiritual master and your enthusiasm to glorify him and his work shows that you have a very special connection with him, like that of a loyal, loving son. It teaches me the most fundamental element of surrendering process, gratitude. So Gurudev, your Vani goes deep inside my heart, freeing me from anxieties and self-doubts. It is my shelter and it guides me in good and bad times. Whenever I have queries, your Vani reciprocates as if you had spoken specifically for me. Although I am not at all astonished at it, for I know it is Krishna, the Super Soul, who is speaking through you, Srila Gurudev. So Gurudev, what have you not done for me? You have taught me the importance of Guru, and that under no circumstance should I ever consider him ordinary. You have taught me that I should not just mechanically, but pray intensely, as Radha Shyam Sundar are personally present there in the deities. You have taught me what not to do while honoring Prasad to offend it, and you have repeatedly warned me against committing an offense to Vaishnavas. But due to my severe ignorance, I failed many times trying to follow your instructions. Surprisingly, Srila Gurudev, by your mercy, I don't get demotivated by these failures. Rather, it encourages me to follow more consciously. I'm extremely grateful to you, Srila Gurudev, for everything you have done for me and being there for me at every moment. Even if I try for eternity, I will never be able to repay a tiny fraction, for you are carrying me steps closer to Lord Shyam Sundar. I can only beg for your mercy so that I can eternally be able to follow your instructions and make attempts to please you, begging to be a dust at your lotus feet, the fallen child Yogi.
Thank you very much, Govind Prabhu. Appreciate your offerings, and we also appreciate your sadhana. Very, very encouraging. And we pray you continue like this for eternity. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Sri Gurudev.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so much for that wonderful offering, and thank you for all your services. And now continuing on, we have a wonderful project offering, a special project. And Anurag Prabhu, we would like to invite Anurag Prabhu, if he's here, to explain a little bit more about this wonderful project. Thank you so much. Welcome, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Yogini Mataji. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyate Desha Tarine. Hare Krishna, dear Bhakti Dhira Damodara Maharaj, and Hare Krishna to the assembled devotees. Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Around a year back, I was having a discussion with one of my friends residing in the United States who was following His Holiness Jai Maharaj on his mobile application. All of a sudden, by the divine inspiration of Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, a group of devotees conceived a desire to have a mobile application for our dear beloved Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj. We took the blessings and constant encouragement from Maharaj and senior devotees and started working on this project. As of today, we have made quite some progress in fructifying this mobile application on Android devices. We would now like to present a walkthrough of this application. We'll just share the recording.
Damodara Swami app. On the home screen, we can see a carousel that will give us all of the latest updates related to Maharaj's events as well as projects and announcements. Down below, we have the library section providing access to Maharaj's Vani, Darshans and quotes. Let us dive in to check the audio section first. Here we can see a good number of audios containing Maharaj's Transcendental Vani. The audios have also been organized into various series and seminars for focused hearing. You can tap on any of the audios to be able to hear them. There's also a very handy notifications panel that will give further control towards playing the audio. The audios can also be added to favorites for a very quick access to your favorite audios later on. Let us now venture back into the world of transcendental images of Sri Radha Shyam Sundar and Maharaj. Here we can browse through various well-curated albums and delight our eyes to our heart's content. As with the audios, we can add the images to favorites. Below the audio section, we can find all of Maharaj's quotes found on social media right within the app. And these quotes can also be added to favorites. Let us now browse the favorite section. Here we can quickly access all of the media items that we have previously added to favorites. Next, we have the calendar feature that allows us to track various online and offline events that Maharaj is going to be a part of and join Zoom, YouTube or Facebook straight from the app. In the end, we have a small section which will soon be updated with many more details and projects about Maharaj. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear Shri Gurudev. I also request Jyoti Mataji to please come up on the screen. Shri Gurudev, we would just briefly like to introduce the team who has been working on this app for your pleasure. As we mentioned that soon the app will be releasing for the Android users, and we are in the process of also going ahead as a future plan for the Apple users. So we'll be going ahead with that as a future plan. And the conception and the whole idea of it has been being inspired by you, Srila Gurudev, as a service to you. So in the content team, in terms of the devotees who have been providing the audios, the pictures, the quotes. So we have Soumya Mataji, we have Shantal Mataji, we have Her Grace Radhakund Mataji, Jayati Mataji, and the overall development of the app has been done by Anurag Prabhuji, and Amit Prabhuji has overall worked on the design of it. And Ananteshwar Prabhuji is this. Ananteshwar Prabhuji, if he is here, if he can be brought up on the screen. And His Grace Gaur Hari Prabhuji, as you all can see on the screen, they have been like our constant source of encouragement in terms of any challenges. They've been pushing us and encouraging us. Also, His Grace Madhusudan Vishnu Prabhuji, we were involved in some phases of showing the app to him and getting his reviews. So we are grateful to the entire team, and very soon the app will be launching on the Play Store, and we will be letting you know about it. So it's a one-stop place, where you can access all the Varni photos, quotes, Gurudev's itinerary on the Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami app on Google Play Store. So we humbly offer this project to you, Srila Gurudev.
This is beautiful project. Thank all of you very much for this innovation. I'm very encouraged by all these wonderful services all of you are doing. So one devotee is sending a message that we can't wait for this to take place. So please give it to us. So we are waiting for you. Hare Krishna.
Shri Gurudev, and continuing this, we are also wanting to make an announcement and a request to all the devotees who wish to be a part of this project in terms of maintaining it. We have a lot of services even going ahead in terms of regular updating things on it, in terms of your technical skills. So whenever and wherever you think you can fit into it, please do reach out to us. You can find the details of Prabhuji in the chat box soon. We will be sharing the details so that you can join us in the services, and together we can help in preserving and presenting Srila Gurudev's Vani. Hare Krishna.
Thank you all very much for your wonderful service. You're all blessed by the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much to all the team that created this beautiful app, a wonderful project that will help us be even more connected to our beloved Srila Gurudeva. And I encourage and invite all of you to connect and to take part of this project. You can engage somehow in some services if you wish, or just simply use the app to take advantage of this wonderful, to get even more wonderful transcendental nourishment. Thank you so much, team. Hare Krishna. And now moving forward, we have a song offering, and we have a beautiful offering now that illustrates how we can come together as one family and create something amazing and beautiful, even though we may be physically distant. When there is pure love and desire in our hearts. Dear devotees, it is my pleasure now to present to you our global offering by devotees from all over the world who have come together to sing Guru Ashtakam. Please enjoy this video. Hare Krishna.
संसार दावान ललितलोका त्राणाय कारुण्या घना घनात्वं प्राप्तस्य कल्याण गुणर्णवस्य वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्दम् वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्दम् श्री भगवत् प्रसादो स्वाध्यान मरी बात संगेति अजत सदैव वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्द वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्द वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्द
श्री राधिका माधवयोरपार माधुर्य लीला गुणरूपनाम्नां प्रतीक्षणा स्वाहा
Yeah, I thank you so much to all the devotees who participated in this lovely project and having created this wonderful video. Thank you so much for such a beautiful offering. And now, dear devotees, as we all know, as Kali Yuga advances, the world is in urgent need for more love, light, and prayer in the world. So I would like now to humbly invite our dear beloved Srila Gurudeva to kindly lead us in prayer session for light, peace, and love, followed by his concluding words for the 65th Vyasa-puja ceremony. Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Prayers for the devotees in Russia and Ukraine to invoke the blessing of the Krishna to take care of all the devotees in Ukraine and Russia. We are sending our loves to all the devotees. Whatever conditions will be, let there be peace and the Krishna consciousness in the heart of all the living entities. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, dear Gurudeva, for leading that ecstatic kirtan and those beautiful prayers. Thank you so much. And now, continuing our program, we have a wonderful global offering, but it's not cake this time. We've had so many beautiful offerings of cakes and we relished them. They were so beautiful, but now we have Bhoga offering. So we have a beautiful Bhoga, international Bhoga offering, our first live international Bhoga offering. And I would like to now invite Her Grace Pragati Mataji to lead us in this wonderful Bhoga offering. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. So, Shila Gurudev, in an attempt to bring all the various yatras together, we have attempted to make about 600 plus Bhoga offerings to you. So, we'd quickly like to show you. We are starting with the Bhoga. We would just take another maybe 5 minutes and we will be ending the session post that, Shila Gurudev, if you permit us to go ahead.
Yes, we have been together since, so we should be hungry. Let's feast. During the feast, let's enjoy.
Shila Gurudev, with that first I'm bringing up on screen the cake offering from your first ever disciple, Grace Narayani Mataji. She couldn't join us because of the time zone, but she sent out a picture of a cake offering to you. And now I'm moving on to the India Yatra, Shila Gurudev. So Navkishwari Mataji, Ishani Mataji and Brajalasini Mataji were there with us and they have sent us a picture from Jagannath Bhavan. So I would invite Shruti Mataji, if the technical team can please unmute her, to take us to the India Yatra. So Shila Gurudev, we're starting with the India Yatra first. Shruti Mataji,
All right.
would explain with the offering from Navkishwari Mataji, Kalandi Mataji, yourself, and then going ahead. Shruti Mataji.
Navkishwari Mataji, Brajaplasini Mataji and Ishani Mataji has prepared 21 items and they have offered to you. So this is from Meera Road. They have offered to you.
Very good.
Very good. This offering is from me, Gurudev. I have prepared 8 items for you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
This book,
we are also having Kalindi.
yes, there is an offering from Her Grace Kalindini Mataji, Kalindini Karunamayi Mataji. She is offered 21 bhogas.
Very good. Beautiful.
Shri Gurudev, we are now moving on to the rest of the yatra from India. So we also, before going ahead, we have an offering from His Grace Ramcharan on my screen, post which I request Radha Madhav Prabhuji to take over for the rest of India. On this, we are having 16 bhoga offering from Ramcharan Prabhuji from India, Pune. And next, Radha Madhav Prabhuji, I request you to take over. I'll be calling out the name and you can quickly show.
Thank you, Ram Charan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev. So, for showing our gratitude, devotees have prepared from Vrindavan, Krishna Kumari Mataji and Tejashni Mataji. They have prepared more than 30 items, and most of them are juices and the light food which you prefer, which you like. They prepared, and we can see on the screen. And we can have more devotees on the screen. Pragati Mataji. We have Aditya Prabhu from Gurgaon, who has made milk cake. We have Janvi and her mother, Jyoti Mataji from Kanpur, along with her sister Mahak. You can have more devotees on screen, Pragati Mataji. We have Vishal Prabhu, who has made butter halwa in front of Radha Madhav. It is keeping. And we have Abhinav Prabhu from Kanpur, who has prepared many kind of juices, I feel. Yes, we have more devotees. Kritika Mataji from Kanpur. She has this offering. And we are having Utkarsh Prabhu, Anurag Prabhu, and then led by Nancy Mataji and assisted by Vivek Prabhu from Noida. They have made 56 items. Since today morning they are preparing from Noida. They are staying in one flat together. And these 4 devotees have together prepared 56 items just to show their gratitude.
Wonderful.
And Praveen Prabhu from ISKCON Calcutta prepared pizza and some juices. They're on the screen. And Atul Krishna Prabhu and his wife Shamla Mataji, they have prepared cake and juices and samosa from Jhansi. And we have at last Shivam Prabhu and his sister Aarti Mataji from Jhansi. Today he sang very beautiful song, and now he is prepared beautiful offering. And the last is Simran Mataji from Kanpur. She has prepared her offerings for the 65th Vyasa-puja festival of yours, Srila Gurudev. This is all from the rest of the India and the whole India.
Srila Gurudev, we now take to offerings coordinated by Ratnagi Mataji from Lagos and across the world. She is actually coordinated. So Ratnagi Mataji, I'm asking you to unmute, and one by one I'll be showing everyone on the screen. So we have Mataji. You can go ahead, Ratnagi Mataji. You can quickly show us through.
We just want to offer our gratitude from Lagos Yatra. So we have first from Leena Mataji from Mayapur. Leena Mataji from Mayapur.
All right. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev. Please accept my
Leena Mataji has prepared chapati, paneer sabji, sabudana vada, green chutney, sweet rice, and triumphs. All your favorite. Now we move on.
Wonderful.
Now we move on to Vijaya Mataji. She is from Bangalore offering you Gurudev. Mataji, Vijaya Mataji. Can we see? Yes, she has prepared nice, delicious 8 items for you, Gurudev. You can see it is looking very delicious.
Yeah, delicious.
And now we move to Madhu Mataji. She is offering from Jodhpur. She is offering Rajasthani thali, dal bati churma, and he has prepared rabdi and stuffed bati, dal chawal, salad, papad, lemonade, and a chili karonda chili sabji for you.
Thank you, Madhu. Hare Krishna.
And there it is to 9:30, so she is waiting to offer from long way. And now we move to our favorite Jayaprada Mataji and Astha Mataji, Lagos Yatra. You know, they know your taste, so they have prepared pasta, pizza, cake, cupcake, and gulab jamun, 2 types of kheer, butter roti, juice, 2 types of karela, Gurudev, kaju karela and paneer karela, pulao, raita, pakode. So
Wonderful.
that is Rajasthani and South Indian mix, Gurudev.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
it's international. Everything is
international, yes, Gurudev. And now we move to Nirvana Mataji. Nirvana Mataji, she knows your taste. So she is offering 51 items, 51 yoga. So she has really put hard efforts from the morning or maybe from yesterday. She is cooking for you, Gurudev. So many types of dal, vegetables, and snacks are there, dry fruits, juices, everything is there, Gurudev. And now we move to our grand offering. Grand offering, Mita Mataji. She is offering 151 items, Gurudev. Mataji has made 151 items with lot of love and grandeur, as you can see on the screen. Hari Hari Mataji.
Hari Hari, Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. I have taken little bit of liberty to make such a 151 items for you. Whatever is your favorite, I've tried to cover everything. And I would like to have your blessings. And on this auspicious day, I just wish and take your blessings to take Pragati in Bhakti, Maharaj. That's all what I want, Maharaj. Maharaj, I have prepared a very nice birthday cake also for you. I have tried my best, Maharaj, to make it very...
There is shortly joining. I think he got disconnected because of some network issues, but we're so glad to see this grand offering. And
who is disconnected? Maharaj is disconnected.
Yes, Mataji.
Oh my God.
He's back. Okay, we can see.
Okay. Hare Krishna,
no,
Maharaj.
He's there right now.
We are seeing you. We are seeing you.
Yes, Maharaj. Maharaj, Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Dandavat Pranam, Maharaj.
Thank you.
Maharaj, bless me for more bhakti, and I have tried my level best to cover whatever you like. And I hope you like the decoration also.
Yes. How many years you take us to eat this?
No, Maharaj, with your blessings and Krishna's mercy, it didn't take much time, Maharaj.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank everybody.
And Maharaj, I have prepared all your juices which I used to give you the golden glow, everything, whatever you like, Maharaj.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Welcome, Maharaj. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Thank you. Thank you for your mercy and giving me this opportunity to serve you, Maharaj.
Now we're
Wonderful.
taking you to Benin Yatra. Although the devotees couldn't join because of some program, but they shared a picture of the offerings from their temple. In the morning, they offered a cake as well to you. And after this, Srila Gurudev, we are now moving on to Argentina. So from Argentina, we have a few devotees.
Okay, Jagannath. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev.
Hare Krishna.
So here is Jagannath Priya with Eka Chakra Prabhu and Bhakta Juan. They prepare Boga for you. Jagannath Priya, can you show Maharaj, please, the Yes, thank you.
Oh. Shoes. It's a simple offering because, you know, as the baby is here, sometimes it is a little bit difficult. Right now, he went with the chakra to the bathroom, so it's like this. We are living in the present more than ever, moment by moment. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for everything.
Hare Krishna.
Respecting the time, we're now taking you to the Nairobi Yatra. So I think, Mataji, could you please raise your hand because there are these wonderful offerings coming from Nairobi. Oh, I see it's renamed. All right. So, yeah.
Okay.
Mataji,
Nairobi.
It's
Nairobi.
Hare Krishna Gurudev, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So
Thank
Gurudev,
you.
Collectively we have made around 69 items. All as brothers and sisters came together and cooked together for you. Yes.
Very good. Thank you very much. Thank all of you.
And we have a special cake offering for you. Yes, you'll get to see it soon. I'll explain to you what it is.
Okay. I'm looking for the cake.
So Gurudev, this cake is it's representing His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Swami, the Black Lotus. There's one time you had told me that everything you have, you've gotten from your Gurudev. So you have this wonderful 26 qualities of a Vaishnava. So they're all from His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Swami Maharaj. They've been passed down to you.
Wonderful. It's really special. Thank you. Seeds. Frozen.
Hydrangea Mataji, are we going ahead with something more here?
No, that is our offering, full offering now. Thank you.
Thank you so much to the entire Nairobi Yatra for such a sweet offering. And we also have Shama Mohita Mataji from Hungary. So Mataji, if you could just show us the offerings, and Jagannath Prabhuji, we're requesting you to take us through it.
Hare Krishna. Yes. So, Chamohita Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam to Gurudev and everybody. This is my offering. We do this with my kids. And when one friend also helped me.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
This is beautiful.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Now taking you to Brazil Yatra, and we have His Grace 𝐶𝐻 Prabhuji from Brazil. Prabhuji, we request you to please go ahead with your offerings, Shila Gurudev. Yogini Mataji, have I spotlighted Prabhuji? Yogini Mataji.
Sorry, we don't have a boga.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, we're gonna make a small celebration later, so we didn't cook. We're gonna cook later. We're gonna make a small celebration here in the temple, so we don't have any boga offering for right now.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I had wrong information. So, Shila Gurudev.
I sent you a message.
Yes, Shila Gurudev, lastly, there are a few devotees who would be at Mr. Aditya Prabhu. And Aditya Prabhu, can you please show your cake from India? We missed seeing the milk cake. Are you there, Aditya Prabhu? All right. Shila Gurudev, I think there's some network issues, so he's not able to hear us. And with this, we have come to the end of the international offerings from throughout the countries. And we sincerely thank you for extending yourself. And now I hand over the session to Yogini Mataji to take over from here.
Thank you so much, Pragati, and thank you to all of you who worked effortlessly to, with so much effort to provide us and to offer these wonderful Bhog offerings to Srila Gurudeva. Thank you so much for that. Thank you, Pragati Mataji, as well, for organizing all this. I know it's been very, very challenging to organize this. It was wonderfully led. Thank you so much. Okay, so now we have a beautiful song offering by the kids, the children, the devotee children from Kenya.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami, Hare Krishna, bless you, Jai Prabhupada, bless you, Jai Srila Prabhupada, bless you, Hare Krishna to you. May you never take heart again. May you never take heart again. May you never take heart again. In this material world, Hare Krishna Maharaj, please bless us so that we can serve you more, and we are anxiously waiting for your arrival in Nairobi. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much to all the children, the wonderful children who presented this wonderful video. Thank you so much to the devotees also who facilitated them. And now dear devotees, unfortunately now I know we all want to continue, but we have come to the closing of this 3-day program celebrating the 65th Vyasa-puja ceremony of His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Maharaj. On behalf of the whole BDDS Sangha team, we would like to thank each and every one of you for making this event so blissful and unforgettable. Thank you to all the honored speakers for your lovely words, your loving offerings and exchanges. Thank you for all the contribution, the great efforts, the cakes, the boga, the songs, and everything. Thank you for all your presence here today, and for all of your love and your association throughout these 3 ecstatic days that we have spent together as one family. Thank you so much to the MCs who guided us through this program. Thank you to the tech team for working so hard at coordinating everything in the background. And thank you also to our wonderful Yatra coordinators, our leaders, who have worked hard to motivate devotees to share their offerings, to work hard and to do their best, and also coordinating everything and getting everything across with communication and everything. And finally, thank you to our interpreters as well, our Hindi interpreters, our Portuguese interpreters, for doing a fantastic job working hard. And finally, thank you to our wonderful organizers, Chantal Mataji, His Grace Goda Hari Prabhu, and His Grace Jaganivas Prabhu, who have worked so hard the last few months, getting all of this together and making this wonderful offering for our beloved Gurudeva. A big Hari Bol to all of them. Hari Bol.
That is too small for all of you, but we from our heart we know that you have the blessing from our Clarias for the wonderful service you have done. I will see how your Krishna consciousness will be expanding like anything from now onward. So you are blessed, and you don't want to take much of the time because some place is getting late. And I should have some people waiting also here. Vijay Prabhu is waiting. So you are eternally blessed by Gurudev. You have wonderful service. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Gurudev. Thank you so much again to all the devotees. And remember, don't be sad. We're not ending. We're just taking a pause, and we will soon be together again in our 6th global online event. And I'm sure you won't want to miss it. We hope to see you again very soon, and we wish you all the best in your Krishna consciousness. A big Hari Bol to all of you. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
All glories to His Holiness, Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami.
Yeah.
Hare
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to the Gurudev. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
O Nityananda Kripa Murte Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Pranamami Puna Puna Pranamami Puna Puna taken
In austerity and sadhana, you are the most strong.
Because you've loved your Guru for so long.
Crippled, lost, shackled in material desire.
You kindle within us a blazing spiritual fire.
Thankless we are for your never-ending support.
My japa dashes and your classes keep us on board.
Most kind, most gentle soul on earth, for our deliverance you have taken birth. You always understand our heart.
May you and me
Never ever be apart.
O Nityananda Kripamurte Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Pranamami Puna Puna Pranamami Puna Puna O Nityananda Kripamurte Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami Pranamami Puna Puna Pranamami Puna Puna.
For one and all, that's how your mercy extends.
You can solve every problem. You are pure without pretense. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Pranamami Puna